Yes, you can turn this into this. Oh wait, no. You can turn this into this into this, and this into this. Yes, you read that right. So here's an iPhone 5S that I'm gonna turn into an iPhone 16. And so this video consists of two parts, the software part and the hardware part. We're gonna do some crazy stuff in the end with the physical hardware stuff, so make sure to stick around. I saved the best for last. Let's start with the lock screen. On iOS 26 or take iOS 18, you get this, this customizable lock screen fonts. This is the tweak that I'm using, the AIM, and I can get the exact same clock style on lock screen as any other later iPhones or iOS versions. Now, AIM only works on iOS 13 and up, so if you have something older like an iPhone 5S or a 6, you're gonna need to use something else. Something that is made by yours truly, LockTime X. It is a Zen HTML widget made by me, and you can check it out. It works on every single iPhone on iOS 9 or later. If you have an older iPhone that does not run iOS 13 or later, you can use this widget to get the latest lock screen clock on your iPhone. The next tweak is Gestures XV. On any other newer iPhones, you get this navigation system. You open an app, and there's no home button, and to go back, you're gonna need to swipe up. As you can see, I have the same exact thing on my iPhone SE. I can use the home button, but what I can also do is I can swipe up to go home just like any other newer iPhones. Just like this. So as you can see, I can swipe up and go home. What I can also do is unlock normally with home button, but I can also do swipe up to open like this, just like on the newer iPhones. You get the exact same navigation system, even the control center, just like this. Speaking of which, and basically on older phones like these, the only control center you get by default is this. The squared one, nothing special really. Can you tell the difference between these two? Yeah, not only is it just circled, just like iOS 18, it is also now liquid glass. Isn't that amazing? It's really close to iOS 26, and that is done by a tweak called CC26. Looks really awesome. The liquid glass. And just to note, it also works on iOS 14 and later. So yeah, if you're on iOS 12 or something like that, yeah, the CC26 will not work, but what will work is Circle CC, which will make your control center look more rounded, just like iOS 18. So not exactly like iOS 26 glass, but it will still be rounded, so it will still look normal. If you look closely, you can see the brand new liquid glass icons, which I think look really awesome. And I think there are other themes for that, but as of making this video, I really couldn't find it, so I made my own one, and that is solid glass. Well, liquid glass, but it's slightly different, made to work on older devices, so it's not really that liquid. It becomes solid. It includes basically all the system apps. This is what the regular default ones look like, as you can see. And I'm gonna enable solid glass. See the liquid glass icons. As you can see, they got this glass reflections on the corners. I think you'll enjoy it. Next up, we have pop-out buttons. On iOS 18, you get this virtual button presses. This tweak brings exactly that to older iPhones, just like that. So you can push the buttons, as you can see. And I think it's a really, really satisfying to watch. Now, I wanted all this to be reversible, so I bought two cases, one for the iPhone 5 and one for the iPhone 12 mini. But didn't you just say the latest iPhone 16, mate? Yeah, I did, because you can do exactly what I'm doing, but with an iPhone 16 case, or really any other phone case to be honest. I just went with a 12 mini here because it has a very similar size to the iPhone 5 or the 5S. Also, if you want this to look more natural, try picking cases that are the same color or at least close enough, like I did here. Anyways, I needed to cut out the camera bump from the iPhone 12 mini's case. I tried using different tools for this, so naturally it took quite a long time. The tool that worked best in my case, see what I did there, was a normal kitchen knife, although regular scissors were fine too. Then I used sandpaper to smooth the edges and make it look clean and factory-like, and honestly, I think it turned out pretty great. After which, I used the printer in Tim Cook's office to print out a picture of an iPhone 12, then cut out the camera bump area from the print. Next, I grabbed a thin piece of cardboard and cut out the circles that matched the size of the iPhone 12 mini's cameras and glued them to the camera bump area on my print. And after gluing the completed paper to the 12 mini case's camera bump, I used B7000 glue to stick the new 12 mini camera bump onto the iPhone 5S case. You can also cut tiny holes into the top fake camera so the actual camera underneath still works. And if you ever decide you do not like it, just remove the case and it'll be all good.